Hello, everyone. I'm Kamal Miller, center back for Club de Foot Montreal and the Canadian men's national team, and you're listening to the Futbol Weekly Podcast.
Who's this guy? Who are you? And what are you doing here?
Speechless. Never been accused of that in my life.
Oh my goodness gracious!
I know. Sorry that you have to look at me, but it's nice to be back.
Oh my god!
Show.
It's been we didn't do a show. We haven't done a show since before Christmas.
It's been a long time. Reggie has moved into a new place. Had a lot going on.
Yeah, I got to get a green screen.
We all have stuff going on.
Yeah,
we had another semi-lockdown here in Ontario. We are looking to get back.
Yep.
We're excited to talk footy again. We are still talking footy, not on the show. We're still keeping up with stuff, and we love that everyone's doing things. We got a lot of good guys doing things, but we didn't go anywhere. We're here. We're back to stabilize things.
Well, where would other people get their information from if we didn't do our show, Joe?
Yeah, we're not the obvious. We give you stuff a little bit before, sometimes a lot before.
Yeah.
Might have heard. So we're happy about that. We're going to hold true to that. Everyone's excited about Team Canada about to possibly clinch World Cup qualification, and we are those guys. We are those guys, Rich.
Well,
we are those guys
who said the players to look out for.
Way back
before they were even on the national team.
Before you knew
radar.
They were.
Yeah.
And Reggie did say, when we get on the topic of Team Canada, he told himself, he told one of our big fans of the show, two guys, Lucas Sirianni and Coach Carn Bruto, that, hey, we are going to win. Not going to qualify for the World Cup. We're going to win. What do you call this now? Not the Hex.
It didn't matter.
The group. And
I told you this after Honduras, Canada at BMO 1-1. Everyone was, I think it was Honduras, right?
Yeah, I think it was 1-1.
It was 1-1. And everyone, Canada, here we go. And I was like, listen, Canada and Mexico Mexico and the United States aren't the USA and Mexico of the past.
Gas closed.
We'll be fine.
And they're showing it. And Reggie called that we're up there with those guys. So
of course,
we're going to talk about it. We saw, in our intro, our young man, our guy, Kamal Miller from Club de Foot Montreal. Who now has, you're welcome. I think we put it out there. We put it out there in the virtual digital world. Alistair and Kamal, and Dane was on that interview too. And then here we are. Now, Alistair and Kamal, teammates at Club de Foot Montreal.
Yeah, big trade in the MLS during our off season, I guess, if you want to call it that. Alistair's now in Montreal. Mm-hmm. Good move for them. Massive move. Good move for him too. He's closer to home.
Yeah, playing in Canada.
It's easier for him to get to national team stuff or meet up with the national team because he's in Canada already. If you have to meet in Montreal, it's a 4-hour drive, or for some, it's 3 hours for others.
Yeah.
But to be close by to family, friends, national team commitments, and all that stuff, it's just it's a good move for him.
So do we start right away, Reggie, and how amazing this run has been by Canada?
You tell me in the last window you're going to get 9 out of 9 points. You say what?
I said we were all saying 4 would be great. 4 or 5.
And what, a tie with the United States or losing to the United States?
Like whatever it might be, and then to get 9. Let's not poo-poo the fact of going into Honduras, right, and El Salvador and getting wins there. Not easy. It's not easy. We all saw the short clip put together on TSN there with Julian de Guzman. Talking about how difficult it is to go down and play in those regions and those parts.
Yep.
That was really well done. Short but sweet.
Well, he's done it, right? So he knows,
right? So we can say all we want. He's done it. He knows. And other guys, nodding their heads saying, yeah, let me tell you some story, between Rosario, Craig Forrest, a lot of guys on my miss, Jason the Boss, so I got who's involved with the stuff. So let's not poo-poo that. Like, that was incredible to see them go there and I think by now we're looking at them and we just expect them to win or to win, to be competitive, ultra competitive. And we're going to get to that. I'm going to get to my thoughts on that. Reggie and I talked about what this has meant. And I think before that, I'd like to just say these young men, Reggie, they not only what they're doing, and kudos to John Herdman. So John Herdman deserves a lot of credit for this. And we got to put that out there.
Yeah.
We were some of the guys who were a bit critical of how he was hired because we thought of what was happening with Octavio Zambrano at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But if we look back to this now, we were the first guys to say when he said, you know what? Let's give this man his respect. He has the respect of his players. Obviously, is he not Reginald? He has the respect.
Of course he does.
He has all of it.
With the results comes the respect, right?
He's all in, and he's found a way to galvanize a group. Let's put it in perspective here. This looks to me like I'm a fan of Canada first, the Italian national team, and so on, right? And I watched Italy win the Euro, right? Number one thing they had is team spirit. Looks very similar in terms of the spirit of the team. And so John Herdman, and if we're going to give Mancini credit, then you have to give John Herdman credit. This Canada narrative of us feeling inferior has to stop. Reggie got off that long ago. He was one of the first guys off it. So I'm glad because I'm going to just say this a little bit, and then I want to be all positive with Canada, and Reggie has some opinions too on this too, is that for any of you who are but about Canada, I don't really want to hear it. And I don't think those lads and those people involved and the ladies involved, because there are people working behind the scenes that are helping all this, they deserve beyond credit for what they are doing, what they are accomplishing, for putting football and soccer on the map in this country, getting us all excited. So for anybody saying, this is incredible what they're doing. The path they're putting us on has been so appreciated by all of us who have been, playing soccer at whatever level, from your beer league to your semi-pro league to any league, and watching it in Canada. To this, I didn't think we'd ever see the day. And I'm gonna get to what.
Well, Joe, I just thought back the other day. I thought back to when Canada was qualifying for other stuff. They're usually out by now. We know that. But even when they were qualifying and they were playing a team, I don't know, whoever at BMO, you probably get 6,000 people there. And I was thinking back to the time we went to watch, what was the 4-1 game? Costa Rica? Panama? Joe, you could have sold that. You could have sold that stadium out 4,000 times over, man.
And Reginald, we've been to Canada games in the past in our youth, and we were we were dwarfed by the number of fans of the other team. That is gone.
Sit wherever you want. Don't worry about it because you can sit in any seat you want because no one's here to watch Canada.
And the traveling fan, you're right. They're not like traveling fans from our city and our place, and they were cheering for
the other team,
and they were in numbers. We are outnumbered. And what we saw at Tim Hortons Field, Hamilton, was the icing on that cake. I know we're not over the line yet. We're close. We can taste it.
Yeah, but Joe, that stadium should have been full.
Should have been full. Yeah, it is. They were saying, there's more than 12,000 people. It's just great to see the sea of red, the flags waving, the players energized, everything. It was just so great to see.
Do you care that some of the people that are going to the games don't care about soccer?
No.
Or you just that's the place to be. That's the thing to do. That's the cool place to be right now. Do you mind that they're watching, or do you just want the place packed? It doesn't matter who, as long as you're cheering for Canada.
That's a great question because the soccer snob and I says, hey, where were you before?
That's right.
Yeah, you know what?
It doesn't matter, right?
We want them here. We want them here. We know who we are. Who's always supporting.
Yeah.
And and I go back to that. This is, when have you ever, and we follow Canada, we're diehards. More people are following, which is amazing. The growth of the game, the culture is here. Soccer and footy culture is here. It's here.
It's always been here.
It's always been here. It's just coming to, the fore now. It's coming out of the water. It's coming out of the ground. I welcome them. We need to get more people excited. It's so mainstream now. We'll talk about Alphonso Davies. It's amazing that it is on the, he's in focus here. He wasn't even in the window because of his watching the games with his dad on Twitch. And it's so great to see,
What would you have said if I said we're going to get 9 points and Alphonso Davies doesn't play any of the games?
No chance.
Exactly.
And Atiba doesn't play.
And Atiba doesn't
Steven
play.
Eustachio doesn't play.
And Eustachio doesn't
So
play.
Eustachio,
He didn't play against the States.
Massive.
Yeah.
This is a man who just got transferred to Porto.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think people understand that. Like Porto, and don't. I don't want to hear the Porto. Porto, biggest club.
Champions League, Joe. What are you talking about?
Did the business against Juventus.
What are you guys talking about?
That is such a great move and good for Steven Eustachio and all of these young guys doing stuff, and they're doing it big, and they're doing it. And for me, I'm very proud of them. I'll put it this way: it was Sunday. It was a Sunday, right? They played the U.S.
For sure.
And usually, Arsenal plays AC Milan. I'm using our teams. If your team is Juventus, if your team is Manchester United, sorry to hear that. I'm kidding. If your team is Chelsea, if your team is, that's a lot of Man United fans listen and watch us.
United stinks.
But if whatever your club team is, whatever your the team that you
follow,
and if it was like a club, a national team, like Italy's playing, Spain's playing, Portugal, Brazil, Greece, whatever you want to call it. You get excited that day. Ghana, if they're playing in a major tournament or something, a qualifier for Reggie.
Terrible. They were terrible.
Reggie's going to have our AFCON summary later.
Terrible.
But, you get excited on that day. And I tell you, I felt a nervousness on that day. I made plans with my kids. We went, tobogganing. We had to we got to get on with this time because Canada plays. Not because I got to watch AC Milan play. Because I got to watch this Premier League game. No, I had to make sure we were supposed to go to the game originally the first time with Reggie. But, okay, I wanted to make sure I was home to watch Canada play. And it wasn't like, let's see what's happening. I had nerves. We had butterflies. We were playing Canada-US.
Big game.
Massive game.
Statement game.
We
don't have Alphonso Davies. Just before the game. Eustachio's not playing either. Uh-oh.
Massive.
Uh-oh. And I'm going to be controversial. People that have listened to me and that know me know my stance on this player. If I hear Christian Pulisic's name again in my lifetime about being
the best player,
not even that, just being a top player. He's a bang average player on an average team.
Yeah, I'm getting his performances have been left a lot to be desired. Obviously,
that's the best I've ever seen him. Is lackluster. I don't understand what. I know he's American, so we have to give him the G.I. Joe, Captain America,
and he's done a lot,
that nonsense.
He's not done enough. I think
not for the amount of pub he's getting.
I agree, and I think, and I was one of the guys who said, guys, but he's continuously showed me that it's not going. I thought Weston McKennie was really good.
Well, that's his team now. Yeah. And if Berhalter doesn't see that, he's got to go.
Weston McKennie was really good. I think, listen, the United States have players. They got it. But hey, guys, the point is we are here. So we have players too. And I think if we're going to trumpet a Christian Pulisic playing for the remaining European champions, we have to trumpet our guys.
He's on the team.
Yes,
he's on the team.
And we have to trumpet Alphonso Davies, as we said, walks in any team in the world. Probably you're going to get an argument, that it's 50-50. Are there any better teams than Bayern Munich in the world? Maybe one. Like, they're in it. They're arguably the best club team in the world.
Who's the other one?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Right? Exactly. Right now, today's Bayern, right? I mean, okay, you'll get the City, you'll get this, but Bayern Munich is, I don't think Robert Lewandowski.
I don't think a team like Bayern Munich looks at Manchester City or, I don't know, dare I say Liverpool and says, oh my God, we might not win.
Great point. Any match, that's a better way to put it. Any game, any day, Bayern Munich is either the favorite or
There's a
Email
favorite.
has to win. Yeah, exactly.
So
So my point is, he walks into any team in the world. He is arguably, for me, no argument, the best left back. What are you talking about? Well, he's in the mix. How about that? Right? So we know about that. Jonathan David. If he was not Canadian, this guy would be, the rumors would be flying even more.
that's
right?
another good point.
Right? They're flying, which he deserves. Can we talk about his performance against the States? Everybody wants to talk about goals stuff, and by the way, deserve it, because that goal by Koul Runnings, the goal, Atakubi has been very, very, very good, Sam Atakubi. But Jonathan David, in a game where they, lacked, and not because of performance, but they just lacked players, right? They were missing, players playing in a midfield
Two
role.
starters are missing, Joe.
Right. Tiba and Tiba. No, sorry, with Stakio.
Stakio and Davies, right?
That's right. Right. So, and guys like that, and Jonathan Davis, who drops a little lower, kind of collects, kind of what we see Harry Kane do a lot. We see him do a lot of dropping in that. Yeah. But generally, when he's been very good. Point is, that's about coming in there and doing that linking play, right? And there's Jonathan David showing responsibility, doing the business that way. I'm over the moon for this. I'm over the moon. We have a personal connection for sure. The guys have been on here. It was nice to go back and forth with Alistair and Kamal after the game, and they're so gracious. And they're saying, not done yet, coach. We still got a lot to do, and it was, great to see them. They listen. Point. Those players get it. They understand that they are what they're doing. They're doing it for more than themselves. I want people to really understand that. They understand that what they're about to accomplish means a lot to a lot of people who've come before them. And I think that's pretty damn cool for young guys to do that. They're not all 39 years old like Atiba, and Atiba deserves a ton of credit too, because he's been through a hell of a lot with this national team. So good on Atiba. It would be so great to see Atiba Hutchinson, where the captains are, man, in game one of the World Cup. It would be so cool and so deserved for someone who went through being, imagine, because he did grow up in our area. He's not that much younger than us.
Yeah, it's not.
And not believing that you have a chance to ever even compete for a World Cup. And now, not only doing that, but being the captain of the side.
Well, there's players that we have here in Canada that could have played for our national team, but just that, we'll never be in a World Cup. And the teams that they're moving to are perennial World Cup teams. That's how we lose them. So we were talking the other day about the kid that has Flores, who could, he has a decision to make between Canada and Mexico.
And his dad actually coached here in Ontario. Coached a lot of these guys.
So, I mean, dare I say we can trump Mexico and pick up a player from that way, just based on what we've done in the last. And it's not just guys. It's not just the last year or so. This has been going on for a while.
The process has been 4 or 5 years, maybe beyond.
Yeah,
and that's the point. If this was
and it's not just Herdman. We gotta give props to the coaches before who are.
Yeah, I want to address that for sure. So Team Canada personnel for sure, and if this does happen, I want to make sure that. And yes, I've been involved in the grassroots in the game in Canada, but there's people doing it every day. Not just me here and there. There's people doing this every day. And that culture and people and guys, girls, whatever, is trying to get better and help young players and do the work of football, they deserve a ton of credit.
Yeah.
That's why I think, if you're a fan, we're all fans, but in particular, you're working in the game and you're just trying to affect things, I think this is a proud moment for everybody.
Yeah.
And these guys, they understand, and they're giving credit to all those people. They're doing it other than just for them. They're trailblazers. These young men and staff and so on, they're trailblazers. If this were to come to fruition, which we hope it is, right? We're just almost there. It's that forever first thing. I know they're not first because kudos to that 1986 group, but to get us back the road, all those years have helped this happen. Yeah. Meaning you learned about what you did wrong. You suffered. The suffering we had. The 8-1. The 8-1 that Atiba was there for. And he's going to get to go to the World Cup. There's got to be a movie made about this. It's so special. And these guys are they're playing, they're balling, they're fighting for each other. The team spirit is incredible.
Yep.
Milan Borjan, what a character. We can go on. This team is so likable and so, I don't know, that you want to attach yourself to it. And it's nice to see that we're almost there. So kudos to everybody involved.
Yeah.
What they've done is just remarkable. So for me, it's a thank you. Thank you to everybody who's ever gone to a game. Thank you to everyone who's ever put on a shirt and played a game in Canada. You don't have to be a pro, anything, because we all dreamed it. You went to practices. I went to practices. We went to major tournaments as youth players and so on. And we thought, in other countries, you thought, this guy, when he gets to be 18, 19, he's going somewhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going. I'm going to a men's league.
Right.
Right, Reggie? So all of that is why this is so important. We could never even see examples of it. We heard about 86. We watched 86. We were young. Reggie was a bit older than me. I was 9 years old.
You don't think that's the last time you're going to see it.
The last time. And then you start to see, we can't get into the last group of qualifying. We're struggling here. There's stuff. Hey, that guy's pretty good. How come he didn't get a chance?
Yeah.
All of that stuff, we stopped believing that this could be a possibility. Why I love this is kids are going to watch this and say, I want to look up. And that's the light switch moment. United States in 1994, you were there. Okay? In 1994, they host the World Cup. Everyone thought they hosted. They did it 4 years earlier in Italy. Okay, but a bunch of college players, and they've been perennially there. Perennially, they have been there, and it takes one watershed moment.
They took it seriously, though.
They took it seriously, right? And they started a league, which we get to play into, and so on.
Yeah.
Now we have our league. Now we have stuff.
Yeah.
So it's. We've given this a lot of time. If we give it another 2 hours, we'll move on. But congrats. But again, we want to have that party when we officially qualify. We'll do it here on the Futbol Weekly Podcast. But,
well, let me ask you, because I don't even know. Someone asked me the other day, and I was like, I think if they win the next two, it doesn't matter what any other team does.
I believe so. Yes.
But if they win the next one, and then I think the States has to tie, and someone else has to do something else. I think if they win the next two, then it doesn't matter what anyone does.
Incredible.
So that second game, if they win the first game, that second game is going to be something.
Incredible. It's something that, like I said, there's belief. We can actually do this. We can actually do this again. So congrats. Again, congrats. It's not final. It's not over. We know. But thank you. How about thank you? How about thank you for sure. Involved, because we love cheering you guys on, and it's great to see. And, of course, in particular, our boys, Kamal, Alistair, Dane, Mark Anthony. The list goes on and on. So, we're absolutely over the moon. Hopefully, we get over the
so March 24th is the next game, and a couple of days after that. So hopefully, that next show that we have after will be some champagne. Maybe
that's also the Euro call for the World Cup qualifiers too. So
maybe not so much champagne.
No. Canada will have to take that. Yeah. Listen, we want go Canada, go. All kidding aside, we want this for you guys. For you guys as players, we're saying we want it for us. For you guys as players, because Reggie, we talk about this all the time. We had dreams. We wanted to be those guys putting on the Canadian jersey going to World Cup. And if you guys get to do it, which it's so close, it's so amazing. So thank you. Thanks to everyone. Let's get there.
100%. So, I mean, we talked about Jonathan David maybe moving to a bigger club than Lille, where he's joint leading scorer there, or the top leading scorer by himself. We just had the transfer market. Some teams did stuff, some teams didn't. I just had it. It was over 2 weeks ago. So, Joe, what did your team do?
Everybody's complaining. AC Milan fans. Well, AC Milan kind of stood pat. They tried to make some moves. So they signed a young Serb Lazetic. They call it the baby Dusan Vlahovic. We'll talk about that. I think for AC Milan fans, everybody calm down. They're trying to balance the books and get their stuff in order and trying to sign some guys next year. and so on. I've said this ad nauseum. I've been gone for a while, but it still remains. It still remains that AC Milan is going in the right direction. I'm not really worried about competing with right now today with what what Inter is buying and what Juventus is buying. I still think that they're in a different kind of place, and hopefully AC Milan is on that path to get there, and and they're slowly getting there. So we'll see with that. Big moves in Italy. Obviously, we start with Dusan Vlahovic. I mean, we've been saying this for a while. He was linked to Arsenal, so Reggie, we were looking even more. But we've been saying this for a while. That this guy, Reggie, I think I've been saying about Serie A, and then you start watching him a little bit closely, right? And we say, yeah, he's legit. And he looks the part.
Just scores.
He just scores. He makes things happen. He's physically imposing. He can shoot from the outside, good in the area, leads play. Yesterday, basically took the game in his hands against Sassuolo. And so, that's obviously a massive move for Juve. Puts them, again, people thought I was crazy. They thought I was nuts. Well, what did I say, Reggie, way back?
That they're going to be in a Champions League fight.
They will be in the top 3. And now they're in the Champions spot.
They make two pretty good moves, bringing in Dennis Zakaria and Dusan, right? So
and I mean,
adding to what they have as well. I know they lost Kulusevski
and
Betancourt, yeah.
Tottenham.
Both of them to Tottenham. I couldn't believe that. But
can we deal with I think Juventus is underachieved. You look at that roster and you add Zakaria and Vlahovic, it's still formidable. Like there are 2 rosters in the Serie A which have no peer. No one's like Inter and no one's like Juventus.
Yeah.
The players that they bring on as solutions and alternatives, no one has that. And I know a lot of Juventus fans say, "Oh, the players just aren't good enough." I don't buy it.
Sell them to us.
Yeah, I don't buy it. They're not good enough.
Sell them to us.
Right? Because Juan Cuadrado still changes games. Right?
Dybala's still playing.
Dybala is special.
Locatelli's there.
Locatelli is there. Arthur's
there.
Destroyed. Okay, but I steal this from an Italian commentator, Lily Dani, but Brazil's fullbacks, starting fullbacks, or in the mix for them, are Alexandro and Danilo. They're both on Juventus.
Yeah.
They've underperformed a little bit. Alexandro, we still you have Delecti, you have Chiellini, you got
Aaron Ridge. He's on loan.
Listen, they're a good team.
They're a good team.
Out of these 2 pieces, I'm going to hold to my prediction. Juventus finishes top 3.
Well, now I believe you.
Dare I say? Might not. We'll see if they don't finish second and make a really close battle with Inter. Now, Inter, I get to Inter, right?
Put your team down so much, man.
No, I love what AC Milan does. I actually love the team spirit they showed. We'll get to Inter and what they did, and then the derby a little bit, and then we'll move on, right? Because that was a big deal. The derby della Reggie, do you remember?
Della Madonnina.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Not bad.
Thank
Derby della Madonnina. Very good. So, Inter goes out and gets good pieces, too, for them, Reggie. They pick up Gozens.
Oh, yeah, from Atalanta, yeah.
And Caicedo.
Yeah. It's not bad.
Pretty good. I don't know.
Did they need them?
They needed it, that's just
Denzel Dumfries is playing pretty well, no?
Denzel Dumfries, and this is what we're going to get to. So, Inter's still the team to beat. Inter, we'll talk about their great performance in the derby. Yes, I said great performance. But they lost to a great performance in the derby. They really balled out against AC Milan. We'll talk about the 2 figures that did them in. But Inzaghi, man, deserves credit in terms of what he's done at Inter. Reggie and I talked on the phone. Romelu Lukaku, you sell him for $115 million. You lose him. Arguably the player of the year in Serie A last year.
Mm-hmm.
You pick up Edin Dzeko, good player, but not Romelu Lukaku.
Right.
You lose Akram Hakimi, $70 million to PSG. What a season he had. Electric, wasn't he, Reggie?
Mm-hmm.
You pick up Denzel Dumfries,
Mm-hmm.
really coming into his own. 25 mil, 30 mil.
12.
Oh, sorry, 12 million. Even better.
12.
Okay, even better. And he's really played well in that derby too.
Right.
Goal disallowed on offside. Very good. You lose Eriksson. We know why.
Mm-hmm.
And then you pick up Hakan. Again, taking away that Milan bias. Okay, that one's pretty even, I guess. Eriksson, I still put a little bit above because of performances, but Hakan's been fantastic this year.
Yeah.
So those 3 players you've had to replace, do that. What has changed? Inzaghi, his style of play. They are playing. Nico Barella was already very good. Looks like a man possessed. Bastoni, like they deserve a lot of credit, and Inzaghi deserves a lot of credit. They played. They've been playing fantastic all year in the derby. I mean, what happens? Mike Maignan, who's making people forget about Gigio Donnarumma, was absolutely insane. The game could have been 5-0 at halftime. That's how good Inter was. Mike Maignan was just a touch, as good or better.
Right.
And then the second half, that professional guy, that professional sniper, professional goal scorer, Olivier Giroud.
I have him right now.
Scores 2 goals. And the second goal, Reg, great turn by Olivier Giroud. And then I just got to have that. You just got to have that. If the other keeper on the other side is making no saves, you have to have that. So for me, 5 minutes changed the game. Will I take it?
Of course.
But Inter deserves credit. Here's the thing, and it gets highlighted. Talk about mentality and stuff. I wish we could play the clip for you. And philosophy, how you approach the game. On the tying goal, which was a lucky break that breaks to Olivier Giroud. If we look at the shot, we see the ball that's won. Everyone's shouting for a foul. Ball was won. 7 players end up in the Inter box. And one of them leading the charge is Alessio Romagnoli, who's playing center back.
Yeah.
So idea, mentality, how is our approach? That's why Juventus fans, I say, I don't see Allegri's team doing that. Because if they did, there is no peer in Italy.
Yeah.
Nobody. Even better than Inter. They're still the top dog. That's what I'm saying. Do I think they're going to get it right? Yeah, I think Dusan Vlahovic. You know what goals do, Reggie? And goal scorers, what do they do, Reggie?
Score goals.
Score goals. And that solves a lot of problems.
Oh, yeah. Well, that fixes everything.
Fixes everything. And I mean that. And good on Juventus because this will solve a lot of problems. And you're seeing it. In 2 games, he scores 2 goals.
And a couple of assists, I think, too.
So pretty decent mouth-watering matchups in the Coppa Italia semifinals. We got another derby della Madonnina, 2-legged, which AC Milan I could do without as a fan.
Yeah.
And Juventus against Fiorentina.
Oh, so is that 2 legs too?
Yeah.
So they have to go to Fiorentina?
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get destroyed.
Atalanta lost at the death yesterday.
He might not play that game, Joe.
I don't know. I think he's going to play.
They, I know the fans, the ultras there from Fiorentina were just lighting him up, and I'm not talking just like, oh, you suck. It's very vulgar.
They're upset. Because they thought he at least finished the year.
Yeah.
Well, the thought is they're fighting for Europe, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Well, I mean, that's the guy that you pin all your hopes on to score goals from you, and when he leaves, it's who's going to score?
Yeah.
What's going to happen now? So
I do. Yeah. But again, that's the nature. The big boys come calling, and what, 75 mil, right?
75 million. I only want to play for Juve. So
I don't think. I think the Champions League was what.
Well, I think that even if Juve weren't in Champions League, or they're not in Champions League.
Oh, they're in Champions.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. If they're not, I don't even know a month I'm in. If they weren't in Champions League, I think he still goes there.
Yeah, listen, Juventus is.
He said, "I'm only going to Juve. Arsenal's calling. I'm not even returning the call."
Well, I think he wanted to stay in Italy, Reggie. So I think.
Well, that's what they said. He learned English. I learned Italian, so now he doesn't want to go somewhere else.
When you say that, Reggie, where are you going to go with that money? It's either you're going to Juve or you're going to Inter.
Yeah.
That's it. So just like Dybala and this Dybala situation, where is he going to sign or not sign? If he stays in Italy, Reggie, he can only go to Inter.
Yeah.
No one else can sign him for that money.
That's the only team that can afford the transfer fee and
that's
the
right.
wages.
And wage, right? So that's where you see him. There's rumors probably saying he's going to Barcelona. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, that's why rumors are rumors. But
Barcelona's getting everybody.
Frank Kessie, Paulo Dybala,
I watched Barcelona Atletico.
Ooh,
fantastic game, by the way.
4-2 Barcelona.
4-2 Barcelona.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Barcelona's like, why do people still want to go there?
I guess it's Barcelona. It's Xavi's going to do a full year next year. Who knows?
Where's the Auburn? It's okay.
All right. Oh, they're good.
All right.
Gavi and Pedri really.
Okay, but he takes them off after 60.
Did he? I didn't see the game because I was busy. But
Alba plays the last 20. Looks like Alba from Arsenal doesn't do anything.
So Aubameyang did get in there.
Oh yeah, he did. Traore played well.
He did. I heard he's very well. Yeah, I rate him on Traore. I do. I really do. I think he's going to help that team because I was talking about this with a couple of Barcelona fans, and at the end of the day, you still have to get behind players, right?
Yeah.
You still got to get behind. And now Traore.
He was getting behind, guys. I'll tell you that.
And you think that Aubameyang will do that too? But let's talk about Aubameyang. Right? So this is what I want to ask you. What is an Arsenal fans? Okay, Reggie's also. I don't know if you guys heard Reggie's an Arsenal fan. But okay, all joking aside, what are your thoughts and how do you remember? How is Aubameyang going to be remembered by the Arsenal faithful?
By the Arsenal faithful or by me?
Well, let's go with both. Go with you or the Arsenal faithful.
Arsenal faithful, he's going to be remembered for. He scored a lot of goals.
A ton of goals.
And not that many games. I think it was 136 goals in 206 games or something like that.
Wasn't he leading scorer once or twice?
Yeah, he did well when he was
like close to it.
He did well when he was motivated to do well. And that's the thing. So everybody's correlating his drop off with him signing that contract.
Well, you said that too.
Well, it's true. He signed 350 per week, and you can't get this guy to come to practice on time.
The juice or the squeeze.
How can you be the captain of the juice worth the squeeze? I've never heard of that.
I like the saying. It's good.
That's the Futbol Weekly first. I haven't heard that one.
No, but Reggie, that's you're right. That was kind of that. You follow his team.
You're not the captain of the team, and then you show up late for practice. Mikel Arteta gave you said, oh, you know what, Mikel, I have to go get my mom from France. She's kind of sick. I have to go get her. I'm going to bring her over to England so we can be close to her and take care of her here. Mikel Arteta, it's not a vacation week. We're training. We're working. We have a game on Saturday. Okay, no problem. I'll be the captain. Go. Be back Thursday afternoon because we have training. Okay, no problem. Shows up Friday evening. How can your captain do this?
No.
Can't. So you have to make an example of him. You strip the captaincy from him, and then it's just all sulking and this, that, and it's just like, okay, but if you're not gonna put forth the effort, then
Reggie, the fact that Arsenal is in fourth place. Fifth with a game in hand, correct?
2.
Even better. How about this? The fact that Arsenal is. I hate saying this when I say Arsenal gunning for it. I know it's so bad. And I didn't mean it.
So bad.
The fact that Arsenal is vying for that they're close and they're in the mix with all that's gone on.
Despite Michael Oliver and all his.
We're going to get to that. So, okay, let me give Arsenal credit. So they're clearly in it. In a dogfight for fourth. What will it be, Reggie? West Ham?
West Ham,
Arsenal, United, and Tottenham.
Wolves too.
Only 3 points. Big result yesterday for Arsenal.
Yeah.
And of course, the one day before we saw that pulling it out against Tottenham. So can we deal with this? So this wasn't even on our topic, but when it happened yesterday, I said, "Oh boy, Okay.
Never in my life, Joe.
The top referee from the English Federation, or one of them, who gets World Cup games is
Anthony Taylor.
One, for sure, and
it's not Michael Oliver,
isn't it? I'm asking.
No, he doesn't do anything.
So Taylor does.
He gets champions.
Okay, so Michael Oliver gets champions. Okay, so a pretty good referee. That was terrible. I have never seen that before in my life. So Reggie, take us through the events. Martinelli on the sideline.
Martinelli gets fouled on the sideline. Michael Oliver doesn't call it. Wants to kind of slow down the quick throw.
So he kind of impedes.
So kind of puts his hand up and pushes the guy's arm when he
Yellow
throws
card.
it. Yellow card, fine.
But play goes on. So
Play goes on.
Should have been a yellow card.
But that should be a foul that you stop the game and give him a yellow card for.
Stop the game, because on a throw, what's the event? Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
Play
progresses. So he's behind the ball because it gets thrown in. It gets played up to a winger, chases him down, kind of shoulder barges him, knocks the player down, foul. That he blows the whistle and stops the game for. He comes over, he's giving him the yellow, and he's like, okay, that's a yellow card, no problem, I'll take that yellow. And then he points back to the other side and says, there's a yellow there too.
Double trouble.
And he gives him 2 yellows within 5 seconds, and that equals a red and tosses him. I couldn't believe it, Joe.
I'm not laughing because
you can't make it up.
It's terrible. But because everyone says, oh, everyone makes up stuff for team.
Can't make it up, Joe.
That's all. This stuff constantly happens to Arsenal.
It always happens, and everyone. And whenever I say, "Oh, a bias against Arsenal, conspiracy against Arsenal," everyone, Reggie, you're talking nonsense. Somebody explain this to me.
I thought of you saying that
when
I watched the actual. So I rewatched the highlights, and then I rewatched the second half, and I said, "Oh,
I can't.
This is bad. Is this just happening? It should not. I can't. I have nothing else to say. That should never happen. It's one action. Like you said,
that's Van Dijk. That never doesn't happen. That's anyone on Liverpool, City, Chelsea, United, Tottenham. Never in a million years do you give Harry Kane a yellow card over there, and then 2 seconds later give him a yellow card over here in the exact same play and toss him out. Are you crazy?
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
it's just so easy to give an Arsenal player a red card because now they have a reputation of being thugs for some reason. I don't understand. They don't even go into tackles, but they're thugs. And now every time you give an Arsenal player a red card, say, "Oh yeah, he probably deserves it." It's ridiculous, Joe. It's ridiculous.
It's bad.
It can't, man.
It's bad refereeing. Now, my pet peeve with EPL, in this sense, we'll never hear about it again.
Oh no, Joe. Michael Oliver will ref tomorrow.
I told you,
ref tomorrow with no explanation.
We talked about Milan Spezia off air, and how AC Milan scores a goal. The advantage should have been played. They end up losing the game. So, and that would have won the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Referees come back and say, you know what? They apologized, and they came out and said it was wrong. The referee apologized. Yeah. Great moment. And the referee was going to absolutely strangle that. He comes back and he says, and they actually consoled the referee. The referee association and the referee came back a few days ago and actually, highlighted how good his sportsmanship was. So the point is both errors. Okay, this will cost the game, but Reggie's been saying this. We've been saying this forever. There's got to be a bit of accountability. Now managers are really saying it. Come on, you got to face the media. Something has to give here, right? I just don't see how that happens. So what I'm saying is, you see the good. Like in the EPL, like the best league in the world. How can these things continue to happen?
You gotta get referees from different federations to ref the games. It's that simple, man.
So we go through this a lot, but I just thought I was not laughing as if I was laughing like, oh my god, is this really happening? So Reggie, though, good news is for Gunners fans, you get the win. The logjam in that race for 4th place we just mentioned before is for real. It is on fire. That is going to be, for me, the best. Because you got to think City, Liverpool, and Chelsea will definitely be in the top 4. Obviously, they will be, Reggie. Maybe Chelsea drops off. I don't know, but just by sheer numbers, it sure looks it. So it's going to be the race for the 4th spot.
This red card isn't. If a team like Liverpool or a team like Manchester City gets that, or Chelsea gets that red card, it's no problem. The next guy comes up. We just sold or gave away. Well, we sold. I shouldn't say sold. We give away players. We don't sell players. We let them go for free.
So nice.
Believe me, we've probably missed out on probably $200 to $250 million on transfer fees. We've got zero Zero money for players. Aubameyang for free. I'm going to leave it at that. But we don't have
the roster.
Yeah. So this Martinelli missing the next game is massive for us.
And he's informed too.
And he's informed.
I thought the best action I saw. So I want to highlight two things. I said this to a group I was coaching. Two things in that Arsenal game. There was a great two plays. So there was Liverpool and Leicester City, and Arsenal and Wolverhampton.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a play where Bukayo Saka was on the sideline. Reggie, he turned the guy on the sideline, played it with someone else, got it back.
Mm-hmm.
He cut it back to Lacazette.
Mm-hmm.
Shot was stopped. Remember that action?
Yeah, of course. Beautiful.
It was Saka,
I think it was Odegaard. Yeah.
Saka to
Saka. Odegaard?
Yeah.
Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard back to Saka. Saka beats and then cuts it to Laka.
What a play. So what's my point? Modern football at its best.
Your point is Dusan would have scored that.
Yeah. Dusan on Juventus would have scored that.
Dusan at any pitch in the world would have scored that.
That's our own inside joke. Yes. So my point is, really, that's great football. It's great action. It's fast. The sequences are good. Amazing. What an amazing, I would say, example of the Premier League. Then I watched Liverpool Leicester, and I thought, wow, some of these action sequences, brilliant. Speed of play, not just the speed of the player, who's the fastest guy. So I just thought those were two games, and I thought a couple of those actions were great. And again, I was trying to watch all three. I was also watching Juventus and Sassuolo, which I don't care, and they broke my heart last year. Watching Sassuolo play, exit this player, insert this player, they just play.
Yeah.
Junior Traore, the Ivorian international, what a goal he scores in this game.
Yeah.
You heard it here. Everyone's talking about Scamacca, who will be the next guy to make a move. Fratesi, Reggie. Yeah.
I think Arsenal was in for Scamacca.
Everybody's in, right? Juve still in on him. Inter still on him.
Juve still.
Yeah, they still.
Juve. Yeah. Why?
But Reggie, I tell you, this kid, Fratesi, watch him. Central midfielder for Sassuolo. Man, good feet, positive.
Yeah.
So yes, of course, Juventus looking better. I just liked watching that. Those two moments, and I thought, there's Bukayo Saka, who's like kind of the same thing, not a signing, but his growth, the maturity. We saw what he did in the Euro, and never mind the Euro, the poor lad with the PK. But in terms of his growth as a player, we started to see it. So it's just, football has never been more, I would say, exhilarating, fast, modern. It was great to see. So
yeah, for sure.
Where are we next, big man?
Something that wasn't on our list of things to talk about, but Philippe Coutinho.
Oh wow!
Where did he come from? He's like he went to the fountain of youth and just
he played a ball. Did you see the ball he played?
No, I don't watch Villa. I hate Villa.
Okay, he played a spectacular ball. I don't think they scored on PC. Only some players can play this. This is what I despise so much. This guy sucks. That guy sucks.
Yeah.
These guys don't suck.
Yeah.
That cliche saying counts.
How would Barca look with him in the midfield?
That's what I was saying. So many teams.
Even Bayern.
Class is permanent. Form's temporary. I mean,
that's it.
He's class.
He scored a goal in the World Cup qualifying against.
Yeah, who was that? Not Bolivia.
No, I think it was. Oh man, it wasn't Ecuador.
Maybe. Regardless, I remember the goal. Yeah.
I think Marquinhos played him a ball, just maybe 30 yards out from the net. Yeah. He just turns and fires it. It was a cracker, Joe.
He's a player guy. He's a player.
29 years old. I don't know why. I know how Stevie G got him, the Liverpool ties, but.
He's doing the business, isn't he?
He was, I guess.
He's doing well.
Stevie G.
Man, the Premier League is hard, man. The Premier League. I really enjoy watching. Obviously, I watched Serie A first. That's just who I am. But, man, the Premier League is top. It's just, it shows you the commitment to how you got to play. You got to play in the Premier League. You have to play in the Premier League. You have to play ball, right? You have to play ball now in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be fast. You're using athleticism and pressing and aggression. It's just It's just really good to see. I think it combines everything we want to see in all leagues, and you see it in the Premier League. Right? I mean, that's, I don't know, Reggie. It's just an exciting time to be a fan of that stuff. And I tell you, other transfer stuff. Sebastian Giovinco.
Thought he was going to play for. Well, we have a theory, don't we?
You know, Reggie.
Are we allowed to say it or no?
Yeah, why not? Well, that's what we think. I think. Well, we think that he'll be back. Maybe, possibly.
Same time Insigne comes, June, July.
It's a 6-month deal he signs with Sampdoria.
Yep.
Gabbiadini gets hurt, so that there was a need. He'll probably start against AC Milan this weekend, by the way. So he'll probably score a free kick and break my heart. You heard it here first. And there's rumors.
But what about TFC and Sampdoria?
Yeah, maybe. MLS could they possibly be in on looking to purchase Sampdoria? Like, it's a wildly crazy rumor. I don't know. I read it somewhere. Imagine that. I know it's wild, but who knows? I know Club de Foot, CF Montreal being owned by Joey Saputo. Is there something happening here? Maybe the Parma being owned by another American. Fiorentina owned by Rocco Commisso, American. So I don't know. Could it be? Maybe.
That would make sense if that was to happen.
It's a hot take, I get it.
Yeah. So imagine Insigne and Giovinco coming back at the same time.
You got people yelling at what are you talking about? You never know.
But that's still coming back in July or June or July. That's still 3 or 4 months
Can we
into
talk
the season.
about this?
The season starts a couple of weeks, doesn't it?
Where have all the fullbacks gone?
Well, that's an issue, Joe.
Richie Labrea. Oh, by the way.
Yeah, didn't we say it?
Oh, by the way. There were two guys, both really tall. Always right. I don't know. They said that maybe Richie Labrea a couple of years ago, this guy might be a guy ready for Europe. We could see him going to Europe. Nottingham Forest. He's in the championship. I don't know if you guys should check out the championship. You should check out the championship. It's good football. Good football. Brentford. They play ball?
Well, everything that comes up from
plays ball.
Plays ball. You have to.
Brighton. Not too far off. So good for Richie, by the way.
That's a good move.
Yeah. Did we tell you about? Did we say that possibly? Okay. Yeah, we did. We said that Richie Labrea would be a guy prime for it. So good on you, Richie. Congratulations, first of all. We want to see him continue to progress, and good for him. He's taken a challenge in his career. He was one of the TFC's easily one of their most important players.
Oh, for sure.
Top fullback in the MLS.
For sure.
So good for him. But where are TFC going to replace his pace? His,
Sabasa Endo will play. He's
gone.
He's gone.
Wait,
we'll put Marky Delgado. Oh, he's gone.
Auro Jr. looks like he's going to be loaned out and maybe sold, Reg.
Yeah, he's gone.
So where are we going?
Auro's gone. I don't know, Joe. Something has to give. Maybe we look at TFC too and bring somebody up.
I know in the camp they got Luca Petrasso. So now he's still a young lad, right, with little experience, right? Good player. Jacob Schaffelberg I saw in the last lineup was playing at fullback, which is probably his natural progression play. But again, these are big question marks for TFC. We know that the value of a fullback this year, these days, Reggie, and what they mean.
Fullback, wingback.
Yeah, they push the game. They push players back. They're so important. Pace and ability and involved in creating numerical advantages and so on. So they're huge in that. So I don't know, Reg. I'm not sure where you think maybe TFC goes in that sense. Any ideas?
I don't know. They're going to have to do something rather quickly because, again, like we said, season starts soon, right?
Want another hot take?
What?
I don't know. While we're at it, maybe Kwame.
Oh yeah, I saw he left Forge.
So he was with Forge. He was on trial with Vancouver.
Yeah.
For some reason, I don't think it quite panned out, but I think they were on good terms. So
yeah.
They do have Marcus Godinho in there and a couple of guys. Marcus Godinho, Canadian too. Maybe Kwame Awuah ends up in TFC. You never know.
Did I see, keeping with kind of the TFC theme, I guess, did I see Douglas Costa is now playing for LA Galaxy?
Douglas Costa.
Is that what I saw?
You did see correctly.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, he'll do well in MLS. What about Shaqiri?
What about him?
Chicago Fire.
No, that's done?
I believe it's a done deal.
No. He was in Lyon, wasn't he?
Lyon, yeah.
Couldn't do the business.
The money.
Oh, of course, he's probably always designated for sure, right?
Yeah.
Douglas. I couldn't believe. I saw D Costa, and I was just scrolling through, and I went back. I'm like, what D Costa? Not Douglas Costa. And I was like, Douglas Costa from Bayern, from Juve.
That's it.
Oh my God, 31 only, Joe. I thought he was older than that.
There's nothing everyone says he's done. He'll be okay.
He's gonna rip this league apart. He's gonna rip this league apart, Joe.
So we got some good local stuff happening. We always keep you up on local stuff. We always tell you to go check out Max and Ross and of course Soccer Max. Go check them out for your stuff, all your needs. Of course, seasons are starting again, so we'll see these guys. Get your Canada gear. Maybe they have some. Hopefully
sold out.
Right, sold out. Hopefully get it soon. Get your boots, all that stuff. I gotta go see Max today.
Get me the black jersey, long sleeve. Hurry up!
Yeah, I would love that. Right. Also, a couple of guys we want to shout out. They'll be doing some stuff with us soon. Us, your boy Reggie, me, us guys, maybe, possibly. Our guys at FTF, Marcus Hansen and the crew, they're putting together another showcase, a spring showdown. They're working with Vaughan Soccer Club, Patrice Geyser, and putting on another great showcase for young Canadian talent. This one will probably be their biggest event yet. April 15th, 18th. It's the Easter long weekend, and possibly, maybe, these guys over here, Reggie and Joe of the Futbol Weekly Podcast, might be doing something special with them. Look for that. Also had a call the other day from our guy at Final Third, Casey Kirash, who is actually away with the Guyana women's national team right now in World Cup qualifying. And Casey says hello to us, and he can't wait to, have us on, or have him. He wants to come back on again. And so again, we'll be doing some stuff with Casey too, and we'll be wanting to talk about what he's doing. A lot of guys, point being, Reggie, people want to come back on.
Well,
us. We want to be with them.
Speaking of that, we might have a guy from the Jamaican national team.
There you go.
Talking to us, Sanford Carabin.
Yeah, Sanford Carabin. Yeah.
Carabin. So, by the way, his daughter and his son came to the game last week. They're 6'6", Joe. They're 6'6" each.
Great announcements for them. Actually, his son soon will make an announcement, sure, where he will be playing his college soccer, and his daughter, member of the Canadian women's youth national team, as well as another guy who's been on our show, Nick Raimondo, and his daughter, Alana. So Ali and Carabin and Alana Raimondo. So we're multifaceted. We're going to tell you about all kinds, not just the men's game, by the way, also the female game, but yeah. So shout out to all those things. That's us, right, Reggie? Mm-hmm. We're back. We're talking about community grassroots stuff. All joking aside, that's what we try to do. We try to bring you stuff before you want to even know about it.
Before the rest, we'll say, Joe.
There you go. So continue to do what you're doing, everybody, because we love you. We ain't going nowhere. That's
for sure. That's for sure. Well, Joe, we've talked a lot. I wanted to get Africa Cup of Nations in,
man.
But we'll start off the next show with that.
We will. So, Reggie, I guess let's do quickly. Just congratulations to obviously Senegal beating Egypt in the final.
Yeah, PKs, but still a win's a win, right?
Player of the tournament, Reggie, was
Koulibaly.
Yeah, Koulibaly
from Napoli.
Yeah, and let's just highlight that quickly because African Cup of Nations deserves a lot of love and credit. So many good players in that tournament.
Yeah,
Koulibaly, player of the tournament. Just one little quick moment. He takes time to console the Egyptian players after the PK shootout was a miss. So that's Koulibaly. It's not an act. It's him. Spalletti, who coached him at Napoli, says she's just a different human being, and he says, meaning could not give him more credit on how special of a person he is, and then how much is he loved. Goes back to Napoli, tough city, and they're giving him a hero's welcome because he is an African champion. So congratulations, and what a tournament that was too.
The moment of the tournament for me is the fact that a Senegalese-born, native of Senegal, coached them and won it with them.
Yeah, and lost one of the tournament. He lost the tournament early in
in PK. Mr. PK.
Yeah, great.
And Alou Cisse. It's just that's the best for me because you look at all these African teams and they all have these you Eastern European coaches, and
French coach,
no African coaches. Like they
that's
don't
the
take
next
the
progression.
teams, right? That's what I thought. That's my point, right?
I would love to see Stephen Appiah coaching.
Well, yeah.
I would love to
Where are
see
these guys? Where's
Sullivan
Essien?
Tari, Michael Essien.
Yeah, where are these guys?
Abidi Pele, like these guys. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to talk about Ghana's performance. It was absolutely shocking and horrendous.
A lot of teams, Reggie, though, disappointed.
How do you lose
Algeria?
How do you leave Alfred Duncan at home?
Duncan, I know.
Explain it to me. Anyways, and then bring Jordan Ayew.
Yeah,
are we kidding ourselves here?
Yeah, different. And Algeria, the defending champs. I think they bowed out in the group stage.
Yeah. Well, we did too. Ghana did too.
Yeah, so
lost
Ghana,
to Comoros.
So Ghana and Algeria. I mean, perennially to the top, right?
It's changing times. The teams that are going to be good are the typical Ivory Coast, the Ghanas, the Senegals, Egypt. We saw what we saw, but Cameroon too. But you're gonna catch 2 or 3 players from countries you've never heard of that are just like, who is that guy? Yeah. And they're gonna be household names in about 3 or 4 years. So. Yeah. These are all these tournaments. You have to keep your eye on them and watch for players. I know it might not sound sexy to hear Comoros versus Cape Verde, but you're gonna see a couple of players in there that are gonna be like,
the world
who is that?
International football. It's tough to win international football.
It is,
and I wish people would stop.
It is.
Crapping on that when we hear about results, right? And back to where we started with Canada, right?
Right.
This is. International football is not easy. So,
congratulations to Senegal. Congratulations to Juventus. Congratulations to who else should be? Congratulations to Arsenal for fighting through. Congratulations to the FA for doing what the FA does. Congratulations to the Referees Association for being jerks. Congratulations to Milan for winning the Derby della Madonnina. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to Canada.
Yeah, Canada gets the biggest one, right? Right. Canada gets the love.
Right, that's it.
Let's get to the World Cup.
Let's get to the World Cup for sure. So, guys, if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you're listening, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next week. Man, do I hate.